In this practice, we'll be sneaking in some core poses in a really quick practice. You've probably heard from your yoga teacher, and if you've watched some of my videos, I've described this many times, but in yoga, core is not the abdominals only. It's that area at the base of the pelvis, all the way up to the upper diaphragm. So it's a large area, including a lot of muscles, the side body, the front body muscles, the back body muscles. And because of that, working on the engagement of that area is so critical in yoga. But we might as well have a little fun while we're doing it. So by weaving it into a slow flow, I found it a little bit more accessible to do these poses. I've got a blanket here because I had a pelvic injury years ago that requires me to have a little cushioning. If that's the case with you, by all means, grab a blanket or something that will pad you as we come to seated poses. You might need it. We'll begin standing at the top of the mat. Stand at the top of the mat with your eyes bright. Engage from the fingertips all the way to the heart, from the heart to the pelvis. Spread your toes and draw from the earth, from the spread toes to the pelvis. As you root down, inhale to rise up. Reach your arms up. Reach back, exhale, come to the earth, and step back to downward facing dog. As you find your downward facing dog, lift your heels up and just move side to side to tune in to some of those core muscles, the side body, the back body, just through your breath or through movement. On your next inhale breath, come to a plank position. Look forward. Step your right foot forward. Step your left foot forward. With your hands right above your knees, straighten your arms. Draw in from the navel to the back body. Lift up from the pubic bone to the navel to get tone in that core area. Drop down. Maybe you can go wider in your stance and just be mindful of your knees. Find out that position that works for you. Land on the mat and lift your feet up. Reach your arms out. You can do any action with your legs, straightening them. You can go side to side, reaching your arms to the right and back to center. Reach your arms to the left and back to center. Now lower yourself slowly, slowly, slowly down and lift up. Just get this nice fullness. Release your feet to the mat. I like crossing my legs to lift myself up in a standing forward fold. With your knees bent, place your hands right above your knees. Reach your arms up. Drop down a little bit lower, maybe even lower. Can you widen your feet? Can you drop down so low that you find the mat, that you lift the feet up? Once again, you do any variations, can be that Bakasana, just reaching side to side, or as if you're doing crow pose, you're pressing your hands down, you're drawing your feet in, your inner knees are hugging the upper arms, and slowly release your feet to the mat. Lift yourself up, come to a standing forward fold again. Breathe in deep and out long. Place your hands to the low back. Rise up. Reach up to the sky and way back. Get this nice fullness to the pose. Exhale. Take your hands down to the mat. Step back to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, come to a plank position. Lower yourself to the mat. On the mat, come to a Sphinx position with your forearms pressing. Spread your fingers. Draw your elbows back slightly. Draw your heart forward. It's an isometric action. Keep everything really engaged. Move your right hand toward the left corner of your mat. Go over to your right side with your right forearm pressing your edge of the right foot down. See if you can lift yourself up and reach your arm up and over. Now slowly come down. Come to that Sphinx position. Pull back from the fingertips toward your elbow. Take the left hand at the diagonal. Turn over to your left side. With the left foot pressing down, can you lift up? Reach your right hand up. Reach your right arm over your head. Just get this length here. Release your hand down. Come back to your belly and to a Sphinx position. Forearms are pressing, pulling the elbows back to reach your heart forward. With your toes tucked under, lift yourself up to downward facing dog. Enjoy your breath here. See how the breath can really get the sense of spaciousness in the core of your very being. Can it be expansive? Can you delight in the fullness of the breath, in that expansion? As you're ready, step your way to the front of the mat. Place your hands to your low back. Rise up. We'll continue this slow flow to incorporate another action in Salambhasana that is so great for this core area. Let's begin by reaching your arms up and slightly back. Exhale, take your hands to the earth. Step back to downward facing dog. In downward facing dog, come to a plank position. Lower yourself to the mat. Once on the mat, reach your hands straight back and inhale, lift up. Exhale, down. Inhale, take your right arm up, your left leg up. Exhale, release your right hand back. Take your left arm forward. The right leg lifts. Trade sides. The right arm, left leg. Trade to take the left arm forward. The right arm back. The right leg lifts. Right arm forward. Left leg lifts. Left arm forward. Right leg lifts. Release your hands down. Come to a child's pose. And in this child's pose, with the knees wide, the arms forward, bring your breath to find fullness in the back body. That posterior muscular chain. Can you bring more liveliness, more fullness to your back body? Lift up to come to a Sphinx position again, with your forearms down, with your forearms parallel to each other. Press your knees down. With your knees pressing, lift your navel away from the blanket. Now lift the pubic bone from the mat. Now lift the tops of the thighs away from the mat. The knees are still on the earth. Now draw the tops of the thighs down, the belly down, the navel down. Pull from the fingertips to the elbows. Elbows draw back, heart draws forward. Keep the nice spread of the fingertips. You want to keep nice rough alignment of the shoulder right over the elbow, not the shoulders way back when you lift up. See if you can keep that alignment as you lift your navel up, as you lift the pubic bone up, as you lift the tops of the thighs up. You get this engagement that really creates this fullness. Release the tops of the thighs down, the belly down. Pull from the elbow back toward your feet. Now take the right hand at the angle again with the fingers pointing toward the left corner of the mat. Draw over to the side. You can use your hand to help you lift up. See if you can lift your pelvis up. Keep that lift. Take your arm up and over to get a nice stretch to the side body. Release your hand down. Take your forearms down. Pull in for a nice back bending fullness to the upper chest. Take the left hand to the diagonal, just to the corner, the right corner of the mat. Come over to your left side. Stack your feet, lift up. Take your right arm up, reach over, and slowly release down. Come to lie on your back now. On your back, allow a nice fullness to your breath. With your knees bent, now lift your feet up off the floor. And we'll do, again, that supine crane pose. So reach your hands up, lift your head up as if you're in this crane or crow pose. Really lift high to get the abdominals nice and strong. You might even extend one leg out. Take it in. Reach the other leg out. Take it in. Hands to the right. Back to center. Hands to the left. And back to center. And release your head down. Release your feet to the mat. Extend the legs out. Close your eyes. take your breath to the core of your very physical being. Can you expand that area to find more fullness, more spaciousness? Yoga practice is a practice of great awareness. Awareness that comes as you engage. You discover how to refine your alignment, how to dive deeper into fullness of poses that bring greater recognition and awareness of your neuromuscular system. You allow this time to be a time of assimilation, of getting to know yourself, of understanding how you can find more fullness in your practice. More understanding of yourself just through learning the asanas, the postures. Enjoy this time in Savasana. Namaste.